So Canelo was basically talking about why his legs were the key to his defense and his chin, and why he's able to withstand punches and why he hasn't been knocked down in his career. He said that the key is his defense. And I've noticed this lately too as well. I would say even at this point in his career, Canelo's defense is very underrated. I would say that's one aspect of his game, of his fighting style that's probably overlooked more than anything is his defense. He rolls with his punches very well. Um, yeah, that's what even Oscar De La Hoya pointed it out. I think Oscar said that. I said that probably a couple of days before he had said it publicly against Jaime Munguia. He was saying that the way Canelo kind of rolls with his punches. Um, he even gave Canelo credit. Like I think Canelo rolls with his punches a little bit better. The way he takes punches, his defense, and Canelo's mentioned this too. And Eric Morales, he said recently how Canelo over the last few fights, he's basically been impressed, and he's seen how Canelo can basically take a hard, strong punch, hard, strong punches, and that's something that he probably didn't feel that way a couple of years ago. But now, as he's seen Canelo move up in weight and have the same type of success he has at lower weight classes, that kind of shows that his defense and the way he takes these punches is very impressive. And I would have to agree with that because, especially in the Bivol fight, I felt like, whoa. But he rolled with a lot of those punches in the Bivol fight. He rolled with a lot of punches in Bivol's fight. And that's what kind of impressed me the most because Bivol had a plethora of situations where he could have tried to get Canelo up out of there, but it was a struggle. Even Canelo was saying, "Oh, come on, come on, come on, come forward. I'm on the ropes. Let's go." Even though he was losing, he was behind, losing rounds. Canelo didn't feel like he was in a situation where he was gonna get knocked out because he was fully prepared, and that impressed me the most when he was against Bivol. But in other fights as well, he's taking some hard shots against Triple G. Like he's one of the best when it comes to rolling with these punches. I've seen a lot of other guys who probably have better hand speed, more power, that can't really necessarily take those punches the way Canelo can. And that's what a lot of these guys are actually missing in boxing right now. A lot of guys take a lot of punches flush. They don't have any head movement. It's just a lot of different things that really play into it. And these guys are trying to fight in the inside most of the time. They're not working their jabs. So to have a person like Canelo who's still focused on that defense, rolling your head and sticking to the game plan, that's very impressive. I think he's brought a lot to the game in boxing where guys are going to have to reevaluate, okay, if I'm going to try to be similar to what Canelo's doing. And then that's another thing, too. I haven't heard a lot of guys really working on things that Canelo works on. Usually you'll take a great boxer or a legend and say, man, look how he rolls up his punches or rolls with the punches, or look how he's doesn't take the punches flush. Like Canelo said, I don't take clean punches. A lot of guys take too many clean punches against guys who aren't really as talented or decorated as a guy like Canelo. So sometimes I can see from the outside looking in why he's like, man, these guys ain't ready because they're not really taking these punches and rolling with them. They're just taking clean shots. And that happens a lot in boxing these days. I will say that. It's a lot of situations where these guys taking clean shots. And Canelo, man, he uses his legs a lot in a fight. And I've realized recently, I don't know if people can really buzz him and have his legs all over the place. There's been situations where it was possible in a Bivol fight, but it just hasn't happened. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with his lower body as well as him rolling with those punches, his head movement. But that's very impressive for a guy like Aaron Morales to go out there and say, hey, man, I'm impressed by. Because, Aaron Morales, he has very high standards. So for him to give props to Canelo, like, hey, man, I see him taking these punches, very strong punches too. That shows the work that Canelo's put in is actually showing. Even though he's at the age of 34, it's still showing in his career.